Starting a bunch of other stuff though, babe, go. Please. Good morning. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay.
Had to speed them up.
Yeah,
Oh, at 10:15.
right?
That's why I schedule my appointment so early, is because I do commercial lending and real estate. My day starts at 6.
Right.
So having your guys' appointments, early in the day gets in my way, but it's the least part of everybody else is still sleeping and I work early.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
everybody, so I'm like, I got to get this done. I mean, I'm in the machine going, is this over yet?
You're gonna end up making us restart, sir. Right, right.
And then I was in Florida.
Can't fuck around.
Everything falls off.
I hear you, Billy. I hear you. We'll call you Captain Ahab. So. There you go.
We're making sure it's secured on the other end. But right now we're looking at 1 p.m. CST. We'll get on a call for everybody for the data center.
Okay.
We need to make sure the person they speak with is only the person that signs the closing. If it's anybody else, they will not take the call.
Right. Well, it's a group of us. When you say sign at closing, is that the one that's going to be a personal guarantor, or what are you expecting that person to be? Is it the guys that are forming the because we're forming the holding company to to hold the lease and buy it from the current owner?
Morning.
Okay, so that would I'm gonna have to have a short meeting right now to find out, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be either Mark or Catherine.
The issue.
Right,
Closing.
right.
That person's on this call.
I'll make sure that all of them are. Any one of them that are a candidate for it will be on this call.
Okay. Do a call. Purple meat.
Okay,
I mean, whatever Lauren and the lenders want to do, I'm trying to get them to do a Google Teams. They're cool with it right now, but it's not 1 o'clock. So
right.
I just know it's not going to be a video call. It'll be an audio call, and then they can answer questions because they want to go ahead and fund every aspect of this deal. By my understanding,
Okay,
it's something they can close here in the next couple of weeks, is what I've been told.
right. That would be ad litem because we've got a $2 million electric bill due on the first of the year. And I'm squeezing right now every private money lending, hard money lending, doctor, scientist, whoever's got a bucket of money and just like push it over here. I can get you 80% depreciation. So, uh, because we got to try to get this electric bill covered. And it's not covered. It's actually so that we can start the next year at a higher amperage. Because we've got contracts waiting for this, for us to upgrade the power. So we're holding back our clients from accelerating and paying us more money, which is really a pain in the ass.
Well,
Yep. Yep. It's a that's a bad good problem to have. So right. I need $2 million to make $20 million. Anybody got a thing. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. So we've been working on this, trying to get it straightened up right. So yeah, we'll have everybody on the call. Catherine, John, and Mark will be there. And if I need to have them all on my side, I can have them on one phone from my side, and then everybody can hear. Yeah, I'll get everybody on the same call. So we put together. So
Or,
okay.
you know, on team call or whether they have a conference line that they want to use, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
You know,
That works perfect. Yes, sir.
one, what was it? It was the commercial property that has like 8 units in it or something like that.
Yeah, it's a 6 unit going up to 11. We're actually going to bypass on that contract because they have they've advertised that it has a liquor license, which it's not guaranteed transferable. They're not willing to do a holdback on it. So if we don't get the liquor license, basically it's false advertising, and we just don't want to hassle with it. So for us, it'd be better to just walk away from it and let them suck on it for a little while. We've got other projects out there, like our the RV resort. We plan on doing an RV resort out there, and I still want to do a bait shop out there. I got a guy that wants a bait shop, and so we've got a commercial property we're buying this week, basically right across the street, and we're gonna get it set up for the guy to open up his boat and bait and tackle shop down the road from the lake, because there ain't no, he's cornering the market by doing it. So, but yeah, we got that going, and then we are also I wanted to see is it only the real estate deals, the DSCR stuff that you're able to do, or were you guys able to do business lending at some degree? Okay, right, right. No, yeah, for sure.
I just want to do is get more information from you
Okay,
and then in front of them because they do financing of RV parks. They do, I mean, they'll walk up to bare land,
right.
and as long as you own the land, they'll help you build your RV park.
Okay, yeah, because we got that's what we've got. I'm building the first generation X retirement community, RV resort out in the desert, about 70 miles west of or 70 miles east of California. We got 30 acres. It's already through phase one. I got like 70% of phase one complete. And we were gonna go get a bank loan to do it piece by piece, but I'd rather just chunk the whole thing in at one time. I've got I've got an LOI from Can-Am, a Can-Am dealership that wants to sponsor a 9 acre test track for the off-road vehicles, and then we're gonna have 54 tiny home RV garages. It's a tiny home with an RV garage, basically. We'll have 54 of those spread out on the property. They'll be able to buy those at between 250 and 450 based on, how detailed, and luxury the inside of it is. But basically it's going to be a tiny home community out there between the Harkava Mountains and the White and the Harquahala Mountains. It's in a little valley up there. It's elevated, so it's only an hour and a half outside of Phoenix. It's 35, 40 minutes from Buckeye. And the it's part of the Peace Trail that goes all over the western side of Arizona. So we picked it up probably like 3 years ago and just kind of been piecemealing it, but now we're ready to go. And it's in an opportunity zone, so we're gonna create an SPV for it once we get the debt situated. We've got a few opportunity zone investors that would be able to dump their money into the SPV so that it could fund the rest of it and get it all done. But we're looking at a $10 million opportunity zone fund for it, and I think we're gonna only need about $4 million, $6 million to do the complete build out and everything. So that's something we're actively doing currently today. So yeah.
Let me from one company, they were like, whoa, this is a lot. Are they working on it now? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, they need to kind of be finished with the next phase. If they finish the next phase and stop, then we can come in. And I'm like, well, they can't stop. You're in a position where you got to run it out.
Right.
You know, and what they're needing is they're just needing to cover once they're run out. They just need somebody that's already picked up the ball to run and just run that line and keep going.
Well, we can make it whatever they need us to do. So it's you know, get us on a call with them. We'll make it do whatever we need them to do. Because again, if they just need us to make it shovel ready and then they can come in, that's actually what we're looking to do. So I would only need maybe like at that point, I only need like 2.5 to get it shovel ready, and then they can come in to do the rest. I totally understand that.
Okay. One.
Yep. Okay.
And then I'll put it in that I know of on the money side.
Yep. Right.
You know, say the same get data center. Now the data center, how much you guys needing?
On data center, we're gonna need right off the bat 2 million, but we'd like to raise. We looked at everything and to go on a capital scale, we'd look at doing a $10 million raise and then doing a $100 million raise. A $100 million raise gets us to a 100 megawatt contract. So a 100 megawatt contract, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's up toward the, you know, billions. So with a B.
Okay. $2 million or $10 million would cover the 2 million and whatever you're needing, and then you need somebody else to come back in with another 100 to make it a $1 billion property.
Correct. $1 billion holding company, because we'd have multiple sites. We've got 3 sites. What we do is we locate areas that have natural components for a data center, such as high electricity potential and water. Like water is the biggest part because we're hydro-cooled. All of our equipment's a hydro-cooled system. So we look for places like the one we're in right now, which is a foundry. The foundry had water because they needed to cool the steel down and have cooling tables. And then there was also the high powered electric to you know, burn the kilns. So the building sat abandoned forever, and somebody picked it up basically like at an auction, but it was called zombie power is what they call it. The zombie power means that it's got 15, 30, 500 megawatt or 50 megawatt potential, but it's going to a dead building, an abandoned building. So this is common in like foundries, hospitals, um, um, uh, buildings buildings that would have generated or need a lot of power. Like the MRI machine that you were in pulls 5 megawatt, potential. If it's in a large facility, their entire radiation area is pulling anywhere between 1 and 5 megawatt. So that type of building in an abandoned area is perfect. Yeah.
We're collecting people's phone numbers and emails and all that crap.
No.
place to hold and distribute electricity.
It's only distributing electricity over to servers that are then holding, say, for example, all like all the stuff we do on Go High Level is sitting in a data center. It's not in everything. So when a
Text
data center, it
message,
depends on
email.
who the clientele is. Like, for example, OpenAI for ChatGPT is in a data center that generates 100 megawatts of power because it is storing all the information that people use for ChatGPT. And there's probably, I would say, about 15 or 20 of those buildings because ChatGPT consumes a lot of power as we use it because we're using a computer stored in a building called a data center. You have hundreds or thousands of little computers all stored in a rack, and those racks are stored in semi trucks, and those semi trucks are pulled into the building and plugged into the power source and hooked up to the data cable. Yep. And as if we have 10,000 servers in there, the power bill runs into the millions because those servers are all running simultaneously and instantaneously, and we have to guarantee, and this is the rules of data centers. You need to guarantee an uptime of a minimum of 99.6% to be operating in the higher rankings of the data center world. So you have to guarantee an operating downtime of no more than 0.04%. So if you don't have that ranking, you literally will lose income because say you're at a 98%, the only people you can play with right there is Candy Crush and some of the Bitcoin mining operations. But if you want to actually do transactions like Zelle, or you want to handle accounts for NASA, or you want to do any of that stuff, you have to have a 99.6% uptime. So in order to produce that, we have to have well, there's three ways to do it. You pull your power in, you convert it to battery storage, you put up, and sometimes depending on the subsidies, like if they give you solar subsidy, or they give you wind subsidy, or they give you hydrogen subsidy, you create whatever alternative to back up your power source that is your generator source, because every data center needs high power generators. So there'll be 30 to 40 Generacs out in the back, lined up in a row, ready at any time to kick on and run off of our natural gas, our hydrogen, or off of our stored solar or wind power. That we have a battery farm out in the back. So we have to have at least whatever we have on a building size of 100,000 square foot. We need double that in the ground of battery storage for lithium ions. So it's three-phase.
It's going to cost you $10 million
minimum. And that's repurposing the building we already have. What the 100 million does is it duplicates what we have right now and puts it in the back. So without going deep into the numbers, we're at 15. We can go to 30 megawatt, which I believe is a 3 million net monthly. So, but if we go to 100 megawatt, it compounds that, I believe, up to I want to say up to about 40 to 50 million a month.
Well,
yeah, because of the fact that then what you're able to do is you're not playing with these 98% uptime rates. You're in the 99.6% uptime rate, which then is running at a price of anywhere between 16 and 18 cents per kilowatt. And when you're buying kilowatt power, so imagine 16 cents per kilowatt, we're doing a million X or even 100 million X on that cent on that 0.16. Because when you go from megawatt to gigawatt, that's kind of going from millionaire to billionaire.
And I'm spending dollars on free down in Oklahoma.
Right. That's a good deal. That's a cool deal for a guy like, guy like us, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you get it on a good, like owner financing term, I call it doing it the Grant Cardone way. Get it like Grant Cardone does, and then you're able to, increase your ROI and stuff like that over time. So,
Land coming in to bring 35 to 40% down.
nice,
They're charging us 5.99% for a 99-year lease.
nice.
Well, then the seller's getting covered first, and he's charging me 4% interest.
Oh, nice.
6 months. Well, in 36 months, I'm going to be close to a $16 million evaluation.
Right.
So the 10.2, my refinance in 18 months, I've already scheduled it. The refinance, my business partner and I are going to be able to put $1 million apiece in our pocket.
There you go.
And still be at the same 1.2 DSCR that we're at now.
There you go. That's nice.
At the peak, it's $10,200 a week. At the low end, it's $57.50 per off.
Right.
Right. 89 weeks in advance.
Oh, dang. Where's this at? What part of what? Right.
Gross per year per unit. So we're going to have a gross of close to 900,000, and then at the end of 18 months, their projections will be 1.1 million gross off of those 3 properties.
Nice.
And we've all get them over to underwriting because they've already been approved.
Right.
We've got 4 more singles. So we're just really, and now you're talking data centers, and I'm sitting here going, well, shit. I know some private money that'll give me 10 million in a heartbeat.
Come on, brother, let's go dance. Yeah, no, and these are secure. These are real estate assets secured. These are no jokes. And then they've got like, I mean, I don't know the who their clients are, but I think we had 636 contracts between all of the people that register with them, because it could be a law firm to a government, say for example the SNAP benefits that runs on a computer somewhere in a data center that's running at 99.6%. So, and again, it's broke down by subsidies. You're not getting the government to contract directly with the data center. It's called a scaler, where the contract for a hospital or a government goes through a scaler, and that company then has 20 or 30 data centers that they have contracts with to house, store, service, and provide space on those computers for all their contracts. And so it's kind of like a step down in that direction, because that middleman's going to make money, but they know the who that knows how. So they go out and get those guys lined up on contracts that are at 99.6%, guaranteeing that uptime. And then our guys are out there, they're literally needing more capital to buy the power. And that's the other side of it, is when they buy the power, they're buying the power kind of like you would at Costco. Like the more you buy, the deeper the discount. So when they get those deeper discounts, they're telling, their clients know that the best price they can do it at is 0.8%, 0.8 cents per kilowatt hour. But if they go and take $2 million to the power company, they can buy that at somewhere around 0.1 to 0.005. So their margin increases because they spent more money. No, but my partner does. Yep.
Once in a while, about twice a year, says, "Hey, you're almost done with your data. Do you want to get another 50 gigs for $5.99?"
Right.
So in your world, if you're charging somebody, let's say, $599,000 for this section of your data center that's theirs at 99.6, percent, and they stroke you a check for $500,000, how much of that is really expenses? Because you're like a multifamily. I got to run that at usually counting all expenses and everything besides debt service. I got to run that at like a 0.18.
Right. So if you imagine and here's the thing, and data centers don't run like a like multifamily only due to the fact that the clients own their equipment and we store it in the building. We supply it with power, and so it's more like an RV park. We supply it with power and data. And so the data comes with a monthly service charge, which is very nominal, maybe like $100 a month. Like it's stupid low because, right? Because what we want them to do is we want them to consume the ultimate amount of power possible because they sign up and they sign a contract for 7, 8 cents per kilowatt hour. And if they sign a contract with us for 8 cents a kilowatt hour and we're buying it at 0.08 cents per kilo, like literally less than 1 penny per kilowatt hour. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know, but if you got rich friends, I got a couple places we can go hang out. So the data center thing is taken off, but I also have access to what's now coming around to be the bigger thing is these power stations for EV vehicles. So unless Trump rolls back every, yeah,
I need is capital. I am so ready to put charging stations here in Huntsville. I can put 5 up right now if I wanted to.
right.
If I had the capital.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Those are big. And then the third thing I'm working on is opportunity zone development. So I don't know if you're familiar with the opportunity zone program and what. Oh, really? Well, let me do this. I need to send you a book I just got done writing. I need a few people that understand it to review my book, but I just developed a certified opportunity zone advisor uh, program and and we're going to launch an education program for it so people can learn like the broker dealers, the RIAs, real estate associates and brokers and mortgage brokers. I want them to get this education, understand it, and help people get into these developments. Like BlackRock and Vanguard and those guys have been doing it consistently since 2018. And the amount of money that's in it from the higher upper echelon is ridiculous. I know that there's over 10,000 opportunity zone funds that have launched since 2018. And I believe the number is around 79% of those are closed funds with private uh, fiduciaries, meaning like they're closed funds. Then they started it with their own capital and didn't invite anybody else to the dance. So when you got 7,900 opportunity zone funds owned by the largest family offices and private investors and big institutional investors, they already know the secret to the game and they've figured it out and they're going to run with it. But I think a lot of those have messed up on how they stayed regulated, how they stayed compliant, And I believe a lot of those are going to go crash themselves so they can come back and reinvent in 2027. But we're looking at, based on the estimations, I think it was $14 trillion in the capital gain shift coming in 27, 28.
I dabble in a lot of stuff that's private money. I have people that will drag me along on a deal
Yeah,
and put me on a deal just because of what I did for them, 3 months ago when we did our last loan.
right, right,
They're
right.
like, hey, dude,
Right. There you go. Okay. Right. Okay. Mm, right. Oh, wow. Yeah. That, right. Right. Right.
like, you get a better return.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. There you go. Well, wow. Wow. Yeah, man. Right. We've got a well, we could be there. I'm working with a significant real estate veteran who did 500 flips. And she and I are working on a 20 city tour in 2026 where we're going to go out and do some stage work and raise money with investors. But she's going to start a 500 million dollar REIT that backs and supports females flipping houses across the country. So that might be something to talk about. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
My coaching class, but I had over the course of 2 years, I had 27 people pay me $15,000, and we helped them start their portfolios and kind of get them in the business, and once you're with me for 7 weeks, you're kind of on your own. I answer the calls, I'll do loans for you if you want, completely up to you,
Right.
and I keep all the free. They've got their money back.
Right. Right. We do something similar. Yeah, I'm doing something similar. It's a mastermind. I call it Land Shark Mastermind. I don't like to consider myself a coach. I'm more of a catcher. My coach didn't make me a very good pitcher. He made me really, just angry. But my catcher was the one that made me a better pitcher. So I have the Land Shark Mastermind just for that. We do have a $15,000 membership for it, but what we do is we guarantee you your investment back in doing a deal with everybody. We don't just come in and teach, we actually do a deal. Done. So right. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Because that's what we do too. That's what we do too. So right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Mike, listen, Jason, I gotta jump on another call. I just noticed I'm late trying to get into it. But I- I'll have everybody lined up for 1 o'clock Central. You too. Bye bye. Holy crap. I don't know if anyone was paying attention, but that guy's got a lot of money and contacts to it.
That was interesting.
That's a commercial broker we're doing a deal with. He's going to back our data center. We got a call later today. He's saying that he can guarantee me the 10 million. It's at 1 Central. So 12 o'clock
Our time.
our time. I got to pee now.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Wow. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Land Shark Mastermind and the deal room. And you never know what kind of calls are going to happen and all the fun stuff. So, how are you, Miss Amore?
I'm doing well. I'm on a plane, so I'm gonna be hopping off in a
wow.
few, but I wanted to hear you guys' voice and learn a little this morning.
I love that. Okay, so are you headed back to sunny Florida?
No, I'm on my way to Dallas,
Okay.
doing a volunteer thing for a women's shelter with my daughter Joy. So we're doing that
Wow.
this evening, and then I'll be back to Florida tomorrow, but it'll be a nice time together volunteering.
I love that. Serving together is one of my favorite things. So it's interesting because this is I want to share this with you. You actually inspired this. It's like, why do we do all the things that we do? So I one of the reasons I do all the things I do is literally for volunteering, and I'm not fast enough. But anyways, my memories popped up this morning in Facebook, and it was memories of when we all served as a family. So
Oh, that's
it
so
was
sweet.
yeah,
Great, sweet
it's like
memory.
yeah, like 10 years ago you served together. Yeah, it was just, again, it's why we do what we do, having that freedom, and I miss that time of serving, as a family with my kids, and
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a
everything.
special time.
So I'm happy that you're doing that. That's awesome. So now that Tommy's back, Amora is on a plane headed to Dallas to go serve. We talked about that. And it looks like Ning Young may be here. I'm
Is
not
Ning,
sure if
is
the
Dr.
original
Ning
Ning.
Young Chan honoring us today? Or is that Roman with the Ning Young link? Or is it just
Don't know.
don't know?
Anyway, Amora's here and you're here. So, where do we want to go?
All right, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, exciting phone call when they're like, yeah, we're gonna have a phone call later for $100 million.
Yep.
You get adrenaline going, and then your kidneys start working really good, and the coffee's got to get out. So,
Okay.
whoo. Um, but yeah, so couple of exciting things, a lot of exciting things. Had a call yesterday with a guy about the event in April. Like, this is becoming locked down. We're like locking it down. I just locked down the event venue. He's 100% wanting us to not only do the event there in April, but he wants us to start doing events in January. So we might be hosting mini events, building up to and getting into talking about April as the big one.
Which makes sense.
Right, so, from that standpoint, like, I wanna work on getting something together that's, like, we talked about Barrett Jackson for real estate,
Mhm.
right? So we can explore what that looks like as an event. You know, Barrett Jackson, are you familiar with Barrett Jackson anymore? I think,
She's on. She's
I
on.
think she shook her head, yes.
Sorry, my stuff is going in and out right now because we're about to take off.
Oh, that's okay. I asked if you're familiar with the Barrett Jackson auto auction.
No.
No. That's a good one to look up on YouTube. But just type, I'll send you a link to it, but they have luxury car auction or exotic car auction out here in
Oh, okay.
and it draws billionaires, millionaires, like just people with extra money flock to this area for that event. So super fun, super exciting. But if we did that for real estate instead of automobiles, I think that would be the kicker, is to create the event where you get to do this with real estate. And
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and we wouldn't be auctioning it, we'd be showcasing it, because that's really what the event's about, showcasing it. So getting into discussion with that. I also we had a discussion, today's commercial Tuesday, right? Is today commercial is Tuesday? I think today's Tuesday. If you go to Landshark Mastermind, go to our webinar page, you can see that today is Commercial Deals Tuesday. And what I actually want to do is I'm going to see if I can get, we got to do a commercial cancellation letter. We're canceling on a project that we have under contract because the seller's disclosure was incorrect. So unfortunately, we have to cancel this contract because what we determine would be a what we call a contingency of cost has been exceeded extremely. So what we think is a deal is now turned into a money pit, and we don't want to invest this money into this commercial deal when we know that the money pit is going to grow larger and larger. We could be taking on something that could cost us 10x what we estimated. Right. So we got to write that cancellation letter, and it's on a commercial property. So it'll be a good lesson on how we use Deal Hunter by Landshark. So my throat is scratchy. Can I get a sip of your water?
It's not water.
I know. She drinks this power juice that's like made with like unicorn stamina or something. It's got like unicorn. I call it
Okay.
unicorn juice.
So we got 20 minutes left. Are we actually going to do a deal?
What we're gonna teach them about AI, and then show them what we can do with Deal Hunter aside from doing commercial deals. We're gonna write this letter to cancel this contract.
Okay.
So let me do this. I've got it going in my chat GPT, so let me get this copied here. And I'll send it to you so you can open it up. We use GPT as a way to run deals. We used a model that we created called Deal Hunter by Landshark. And Deal Hunter by Landshark, go all the way up to the top. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's all the way up. Deal Hunter by Landshark is a tool that we use to create due diligence reports, market analysis, deal structures, everything. It's got over we're at 700. How about that?
Look at that.
Look at that. So we're at 700 conversations right now on Deal Hunter, and what it does is it helps real estate investors get deals done faster, quicker, better. So I didn't know that I was on full body screen over here. That's cool. Looking fat today. Anyway, the Deal Hunter by Landshark model will help you run deals. And so right now we're in a deal, and what we need to do is get out of the deal so we don't lose EMD and all that. So we have this conversation going with the real estate seller's agent, and some of the issues we're having is like the liquor license doesn't transfer, the TBT tax documentation is missing. And so she doesn't have that. So it's called a transaction privilege tax. And so if she doesn't have one that's compliant, then we have nothing to go by. The other thing that she doesn't have is any financials. She presented us with pro forma numbers, and then when we asked for actual financials, we discovered there were no financials. Like, she has no bookkeeping at all. So that's one of the massive concerns. This is now turning into more of a fire sale than it is a commercial deal. So we're buying this property with for example, we're buying this property with an LLC. We can't transfer a liquor license from a person to an LLC. It has to go from an LLC to an LLC or stay in the LLC. So it would require us to do a whole new license application, because we're not buying a personal liquor license, we're buying a corporate liquor license.
And we know for a fact that that county is not giving out any
Right,
more
and
liquor
and
licenses.
the county's not allowing them to go through anymore, so they want to go kind of go dry county out there. So if you're not grandfathered in, you're not getting it. So what we got to do is we got to write a cancellation letter. So we'd like to draft a cancellation letter for this property due to many factors related to the due diligence that we've done on the property after the inspection period was completed. We discovered that the owner does not have a transferable liquor license that is 100% guaranteed to be transferred. So we will require a holdback that the seller is not comfortable with, due to the fact that the liquor license could be lost forever. The value of that liquor license is then considered invaluable, and so therefore cannot be comped as they suggest it might be. We also then would like to put in here that there are no comps for this property, and they do not have any verifiable cap rates as they had advertised. They are only showing a prospectus or a pro forma of income instead of actual income. When requested, there were no actual documented accounts for income. So when we asked for the books, there were no books. The other thing is that the lease with the United States Postal Service is not directly transferable. It requires extensive work on behalf of the buyer and the seller to make sure that the lease gets transferred. And the seller did not agree to making sure that we had a holdback, so that if she did receive checks outside of the time that she owned the building, that we could then get reimbursed through an escrow account for that. So she had not offered or agreed to do that. We had
And they're behind.
they are in arrears. The post office is in arrears as well. So it isn't a necessarily a strong or performing lease. So we're highly concerned about that. The other issue we experienced was that the entire property has been operated by a sole proprietorship. So there's no EIN numbers, no licenses, no LLCs, no TPT tax numbers, no record of TPT taxes being paid. And so it's a high risk for us as a corporation to go into the state or the county and start trying to turn these things on. This is not what we understood in the seller's disclosure, as a business sale or a commercial sale. This is turning into where we have to go out and incorporate all of the entities that are in this building, such as the cafe, the hardware store, the convenience store, and the laundromat. So the seller is not actually selling us what they advertised. And so we need to write this cancellation email and make sure that they understand we need to get our earnest money deposit back as soon as 48 hours of receipt of this letter. So just clicking the microphone on this, it allows us to just dump all of our stuff like we're talking to a life coach or a psychologist or something. And then it gives us the opportunity to then get a more formal or proper response or proper engagement with the other party, because my emotions are wrapped up in this. Like I'm running high on cortisol and adrenaline, because this property is something I've already got, several $1,000s, actually more like $50,000 wrapped up into it. So having to cancel this contract cost me 50 grand already. So the last thing they're going to do is keep my $7,500 deposit. We ain't doing that. So, because they were supposed to disclose in the seller's disclosure that the United States Postal Service is late on its rent. Then to tell us after the inspection period, that's almost illegal. So huge issue with that. Huge issue with that. So no corporate structure, no EINs, no LLCs, no business license, nothing. So all the contracts she has are with people with her. She goes away, I have to develop all new contracts. So when you buy a company or you buy a business, like that's what it is. So
Okay.
looks pretty good, right?
Yep.
So we'll end up getting that packaged up. I think I seen Hoy pop in here. Hoy, where are you at?
Yes, I'm right here. Good
There
morning,
you are.
everybody.
There
Good
he
morning,
is.
Hoy.
Where did
We
he
didn't
go?
do we're almost at the end of the show, and so I figure what we can do now is just kind of go and do a real quick introduction around the place and get everybody to say good morning before we get out of here for today. But we had an exciting call. You missed out. I'll tell you about it later, but we got a data center call that I'm going to try to get you in on at 12 o'clock Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, and I think it would be 2 p.m. out by you. So if you're available for that, we're going to jump on that call. But my name's Tommy D. I'm co-founder of the Landshark Mastermind, and this is the deal room where we do commercial deals using AI. You can go to the landsharkmastermind.com website, jump in and start getting into deals with us right away. So our sponsor for the daily show that we do every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. running deals is the wonderful Catherine Bell and her company Titan Impact Group. So Catherine, tell the people who you are, what you're doing, what we got going on, and then we'll jump to Amor and Hoy, and then we'll wrap up the call for today.
All the fun things you can learn at meetcatherinebell.com, but more importantly, go talk to my clone at catherinebell.ai to do all the fun things. This 30 years of investing experience, knowledge, and wisdom, and all the things. And we add commas to bank accounts and collapse timelines. So we do good and do well at the same time while creating multiple streams of passive income for all of our investors.
Amen. So Amor, are you able to share and say hi?
She's on the plane.
I think so.
Yeah, she's in and out. She can't talk.
Shut
Okay,
up.
no
No.
worries. We
Right.
see you, honey.
Oh, good morning, everybody. My name is Hoy, owner of Summits Equity LLC. we do private money lending and real estate investing and all things finance. Um, right now, I'm in the car waiting for Katie to buy makeup.
Love it.
And we'll do a quick introduction for our friend Amor. Amor and her daughter are on a path for financial wealth to get her daughter through law school. Amor is an investor in Florida, part of the education system for some time, and is now investing in Florida real estate. So we are working on a plan for her. She's going to be setting up some LLCs pretty soon to start getting into some deals that could give her the opportunity to be the bank.
Very exciting. And she's out there making an impact, doing good and doing well at the same time. We
Amen.
love that.
Amen.
So awesome.
It is. So, but we want to make sure that everybody comes back tomorrow. We have land deals Wednesday. We're going to be talking about getting some land deals done. Amor is actually going to be learning about and getting into some land deals down there in Florida. We're going to talk about Billy Land tomorrow if Amor is available. She's out on her way to or in going to Dallas from Chicago. So pray for warm weather when you get to Texas. And then Thursday we do industrial deals. We're going to try to have our industrial expert Adam Hansen come on and tell us more about how investing in industrial deals gets how much? 100 million in profit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's some deal that they got going on where the investors are pulling $100 million in profit.
Are you talking about the one that's closing?
Yeah,
That's a triple net lease commercial medical office. It's
there you
$1
go.
million.
That's a commercial deal, but it in the sense of if you are going to run a deal like that, it could be flipped over to an industrial space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we talked with, we were on a call this morning with Jason, and since he said he's been on stage, I'm almost tempted to pull him up for the Opportunity Zone
Yeah, I think
summit.
we should.
So we made a lot of progress last night on the Opportunity Zone Summit and the Wealthwise Women's Summit in 2026. We're super excited. Amor sent us some information about hotels in the area, and then I want to get a list to the group. We should have another group meeting here in the next day or two about it. But I've got a list of the other 19 cities we're going to go to, and going to be teaching opportunity zone development, opportunity zone investing, but also flipping in heels. It's going to be the only, and I believe the first, only real estate investment trust that backs flipping females flipping houses across the country. So we have an awesome opportunity to be able to go out and do good and do well, right?
Yep.
As Catherine likes to say. So let me see. I've got we expanded on the conversation in GPT and came up with all kinds of options. We had a great conversation yesterday with Amor. Were you able to be on that call yesterday with Brian Rand, or was it just Tracy?
No, Amor was there.
Was she? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Brian is super excited about being able to do something with us. So, and I believe what we can do is really make it big and powerful if he's able to join us. So the cities that we came up with: Scottsdale, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, Denver, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, DC. Hey, Hoy, get ready. We're coming to Philadelphia, buddy. New York, Phoenix, like we already just did it, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and Seattle. So we can get a little bit deeper into that, but the Flipping in Heels REIT is going to be a real estate investment trust that basically is a bucket. A real estate investment trust is a bucket bank account, and it holds a bunch of money in it. And then what you do is every time you go out and get deals, you borrow money against, you pull the money out of that to go do the deal, and then whatever you profit, it goes back in the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps doing that, like that all the way around, because then there's these shareholders over here that have shares. And every quarter you figure out how much profit is made, and that share, those shares get paid a distribution
Mhm.
for the work that the flipping females are doing, right? So if you got 20 cities that you're flipping houses in, and there's females out there operating these things, and that the people that are investing into that count on that and can support that, that becomes then a massive ecosystem, doesn't it?
Mhm.
So, super excited because again, this fills a void. This fills a gap in the economic system. You know, people are worried about the next recession. Well, then you just fill a gap. That's what happens in a recession. Your opportunity to fill a gap shows up, right?
Mhm.
And so this really provides a great opportunity to fill that gap. We've got $19 trillion in capital gains coming to the market, and we're pairing that up with getting an investment group, a marketplace built for a group of investors that are what, 78% of the marketplace currently,
Mhm.
right? You guys are the women are the 78% consumer. Men don't only consume like 20 something percent.
Well, and they say
Yeah.
that over $1 trillion is going to be transferred over to women over the next 20 years.
Yeah. And biblically, women need to be running the books anyway. That's just my opinion. Like, I want to be swinging a sword. I want to be driving a chariot. I want to, I don't want to be doing bookkeeping. That's no fun. So, are we on schedule? I'm getting the, we're almost out of time look. Let's go. Chop, chop. So, Hoy's coming out here on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Plan to go horseback riding.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna be out horseback riding. When you come down, we're gonna go look at Wendon. We're gonna come back to Scottsdale, but we got a horse ride, a trail ride scheduled or almost scheduled in Gila River for that day we get back from Wendon. So going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. Hoy is in our Land Shark Mastermind, but he's coming out here to run a deal. We're going to go look at the deal, then we're going to go play out in the desert. So that's how we do it. So, and then we got a Moore coming to town soon, and we can give her tour. Hoy's also going to go drive fancy car,
Nice.
right? So we're going to get him to go hammer a Lamborghini or something. We'll figure it out.
So fun.
Yeah. All right. So we do appreciate everyone coming in. Let's get together again tomorrow for some land deals. We're going to send out this cancellation contract, and then we're going to bring everything together today to set up this data center. So we're hoping Thursday we got some good news about a $10 million deal. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of this day, the blessing of all the opportunities and the ability to perform and do your will. We ask that you continue to bless and guide us along the path of all the things that you wish us to do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Catherine's in a hurry to get the F out of here. She got another thing coming up. Peace.